Now 100 years had passed, and 3 generations of Fujiwara rulers. It was 1189, and Hiraizumi was about to be attacked in a war that Yasuhira knew he would lose. He walked the stone steps up towards the pagoda to offer prayers to Buddha for wisdom on how to deal with Yoritomo. A deep mist encased the surrounding mountains. He felt he could lose himself into the mountains where his ancestors lived. Yoritomo must not desecrate these sacred grounds. Yasuhira knew he must burn these peaceful buildings to spare this heaven from the corruption of Yoritomo. Yes, to burn the city of gold before Yoritomo's arrival would please his ancestors. Perhaps those of his family who could escape to the mountains could still eat their mochi, root vegetable soup, with sliced black mushrooms, and drink their sake through sake cups, though they would need to become amishi to disguise their Oshu Fujiwara heritage. Fortunately, the Oshu Fujiwara had incorporated much of their amishi heritage into their Fujiwara lifestyle, like eating of gourds and freshwater fish. Yes, perhaps some of his family may survive to carry on the royal amishi name. No longer would they hear the clack of wooden sandals on the floors. No longer could they view the waterfalls tripping over rocks in the Genbike Gorge or the high cliffs of gray broken rock dotted with pines submerging down into a placid lake. Instead, they would hide in caves in the mountains, grow their beards long, and become again the amishi. Perhaps their home would be a cave like the Ugendo, long, sprawling and deep into the mountain, with its stalactite and fossil walls of white-gray going deep, deep, deep into the mountain. Only the amishi knew all the caves and kept them secret from the government. Here the amishi hid their royals until the royals could blend in as them. The cave's underground lake would give them water, but how different from Hiraizumi. But the amishi lived off the land, and with the amishi his family could survive, where the splendor and glory of Hiraizumi would be replaced with a Buddhist peace. These amishi, like their descendant Gail in the 20th and 21st century, were royals in heart, even if not royals in palaces. The hoggy bush clover, delicate white blossoms, or the cherry blossoms would still be there. This land of pagoda wood temples covered with gold, the pine trees, the swirling mountains covered in mist, the stone walkways and steps, and the grand family that lived, laughed, and cried here would go on into a Mishi reincarnation, a transformation into a higher, better life, and perhaps all will meet someday in heaven. Yasuhira gazed with longing at his Hiraizumi home of ponds and lakes and pagoda temples with roofs of gold, and red wooden planks lining white squares formed the house below. The lakes had the stillness of a Buddha heaven. What Yasuhira longed for, his Hiraizumi. Here the souls of friend and foe, human and animal, could find peace and consolation. He thought about his ancestor Kiyohira, who lost his father, wife, and at least one son in battle amidst treachery to become the supreme ruler over this place. But rather than strengthen his military forces, Kiyohira chose to embrace the Buddhist principles of peace. Using wealth from the area gold mines, Kiyohira created temples and gardens, which symbolized the Buddhist Pure Land, with Chusonji Temple with its golden hall. His son and grandson continued his work on this utopian paradise, constructing a massive temple called Motsuji, as well as other temples, pagodas, gardens, making Hiraizumi the jewel of the Orient.